feel like this is like a small video, hopefully. This is about Earth Angel Rising. Some of you might be getting ready to be activated. If not, some of you are already activated. Some of you are just coming out of a spiritual coma. Meaning, you knew you was different. You knew something strange was about you. Not necessarily strange. You just knew there was something different about you. So you started to pay attention to how people act around you, certain people. Meaning you have a certain gift to bring out the truth of somebody without you even trying. All you have to do is be in the present moment. You don't try to let them do bad things to you, but you let people step out of their own comfort zone to see how they will treat you, to see your reaction. And your reaction, some of you, I see that you want to get revenge. Revenge is okay, revengeance, but it's also okay to just let go and live for you and focus on you to heal from that event. I know these events are very strange. They feel almost ordered in a way. Best believe some of them are ordered by the divine presence or something outside of you. There will be a bunch of gang stalking. You started to notice that right off the bat, right? You start to notice how your friends move, how your family move, how they don't really see you for how you see yourself, because them two are getting ready to be in their spiritual awakening. Their spiritual awakening is much different than our Earth Angel spiritual awakening. These are karmic spiritual awakenings to them. Their karmic is getting ready to return back to them what they done unto you. Because for so long, you was the vessel of their karma. Why you think people project onto you so much? They are literally predicting their own insecurities and confidence within their mind. They're disillusional, so they're going to try to make you feel disillusional, but you are not. What you're seeing in reality about you is real, 100% real. I always have to ask these questions when certain events happen in my life. It's due to my energy being leveled up, being in a different frequency than my peers. A lot of times, some of us, we will dim down ourselves just to fit in with our peers. No, we don't fit in with our family. We don't fit in with our partner's family, spouse family, anything. We need bigger space. We need a bigger field to kind of expand. You know, you all your life you've been called weird, right? I get it. I have to. It's just that you know more than what's leading on in reality. And they're mad about it that they didn't receive the type of information. It's because the divine is protecting them from that information, because they will use that information badly, but you will use that information goodly. So just take everything one at a time. Slow down and pause your life. Look back and reflect, but don't be stuck in a moment of past. You got to keep moving forward. If you start to see family members reaching out to you and you know you're somewhere else, like in another state or somewhere in the world, and they want you to come home, it's really the devil trying to set you back, or something outside of another evil force to set you back from being your potential self. If you know you found stability, if you know you found all of these type of elements within yourself, keep being where you are and elevate where you are. Do not run. That's what the enemy wants you to do. The enemy wants you to run. I myself am a runner. I've been running all my life, since I was, well, like 20 years old when I really started to run. And I kept wondering, why am I running so much? What is it that my mind's eye is seeing that I can't really quite comprehend just yet? So stop running. My best advice is to keep going through the emotions, even if it gets tough, but don't put yourself in harm and don't harm others. I have a fair share of harming myself just to prove these individuals that, I am human too, I exist too. If these people are putting harm towards you or harming you in any type of way, they're not human. They're demons. Humans don't do that to other humans. Humans don't let other humans suffer, or other deities, if you call yourself a deity, don't let yourself be destroyed. It's a one-way street when it comes to these particular beings. They don't really necessarily have a name just yet. They have a group, they have a foundation, but it's like, we're gonna come up with the names for them. We're gonna come up with the code for them, because they came out of our mind, out of our trauma. They were built from us. Because without them, honestly, there would not be no spirituality. Spirituality, I don't think it would ever exist if we didn't have these type of traumas, these type of certain events. We wouldn't have a movement or a rise out of it. They have a rise of beating us down, but we have a rise of beating them up. Meaning we want them to ascend. But the only way for them to ascend is you have to be the vessel for them to confess their sins to you, because everything and anything within you is listening outside of you. So best believe that when you're being monitored, but you're also being protected by certain people, by the Most High. So you have the ones who are monitoring you, and you have the ones that are protecting you. You have two different types of group. But sometimes the monitoring spirit is also protecting you from other monitoring spirits. Meaning, if they know somebody is plotting on against you, and they don't believe that you deserve that, they will actually come up to you and let you know and actually do something about it and protect you. A lot of times we dim ourselves down is because we're scared of our own self. I myself been scared of myself so many times. Every time a apparition or like my gifts start to really show up in life, I tend to get scared, and I tend to pray to the Most High, be like, please take whatever this is off of me, because I know I cannot handle it. But I know that it is my truth, and some of us are being called to our truth, and it's time for us to stand up in our truth, especially when we see synchronicities like numbers and synchronicities. And sorry, I said that wrong, but yeah, we're smart. We need to outsmart ourselves more than outsmarting our peers, or thinking we're better than them because we was chosen. It's not about being chosen. It's not about getting the bag. It's not about getting the money. It's actually spreading awareness of what you know. And I myself been held back for 11 years, maybe more than that, maybe 20 years of my whole entire existence of life. I'm 28, so if anybody's good at math, you're good at math. I've been held back. I've been gatekept by family members, by friends, by coworkers, anything you can imagine. Imagine being isolated for a long time and not really get to show your gift. You're trying to follow the crowd and be like them, but you know damn well you're not meant to. If you have a life path number 11 on you, you know you're meant to lead. You know you're meant to teach, and also to learn as well, not just to be the boss ahead of the boss. It's also just practice what you preach. I myself is one of them. I do practice what I preach, but I notice I can be a little bit of a hypocrite because I will say one thing to somebody, judge somebody about how they're acting towards somebody, and then turn around and cuss somebody out the next day. But I'm doing it like, I know it's out of love when it comes to all of us doing this shit. So it's not just me just doing it out of love. It's just that, like, it's your mind spreading enlightenment or awareness on a subject that needs to be brought up. So take some time on working on things that you practice what you preach. Actually, it's not going to come to you right then and there. You're actually going to see it play out little by little. Every little answer is not going to come to you all at once. It's spread it out in abundance because you are an abundance person. So whether it's wealth, health, and knowledge, it's abundance. Yeah, so be out on the lookout for that because karmic is returning back to source. All demonic things that was done onto you for the past couple of years, decades, it's been removed. It's all been removed. It returned back to source. So now that you're in your angelic form, you're in your enlightenment, you're not even in the decision making whether or not to move forward or to go back. You just keep continuing, that's kind of like moving forward. So you're heading into your future so you can head into your destiny. Even if just know that failure is success. You're not going to always succeed the first time around, the first couple of rounds, maybe the first couple of years, maybe the second couple of years. It might take you 11 years just to build your own fucking empire, and it's okay. You ready for it to build, then to fall down so quickly. Because once you rise up to where you want to be and your hierarchy, you're not going to really, fully understand what the mission is and what do you really want to do for you and how you want to help others. And don't beat yourself up because of your past and what people did to you. It was all a divine order. It was all to get you to waking up out of your spiritual coma. Yeah, so you was not crazy at all. Well, what you saw in your reality. Everything you saw in your reality and what you know and what your spirit told you, it's you. It was other spirits trying to get you not to see the truth. So don't let them do that anymore. Let them have a rude awakening from you, because once you mess with a chosen one and you see a chosen one cry, all hell breaks loose. You put them back to square one while you get to step out of your square and make a different shape for you. While they have to sit back and suffer the way that you suffer too. They might not tell you in your face that they're suffering. They might pretend to act like they're not suffering, but you get confirmations behind closed doors through dreams, visions, anything you hear, see, and watch about them. When you think about that person in a moment of time who did things to you, you will start to feel a release. It might take you some time to get out of this funk, to get out of this suffering. Suffering can be an internal thing, but it can also extinct, mean it can never exist too. But don't forget where you come from and all the lessons that brought you to your destiny, because you're gonna need to conjure up those moments, those bad moments, to actually teach somebody. And I cry a lot every time I keep thinking about it. It's just your spirit is telling you to teach. Teaching is to release. Saying something or anything, if you know something, release it. Because if you hold out on information too much or too long, your brain starts to hurt. It starts to have a mind drain. You start to feel ill. It will start to go onto your body. You start to lose teeth. you'll start to break out. You won't really necessarily look like you, but to other people, it's an illusion. They'll see you for you. You know what I mean? They'll feel like you're doing good, but just because you didn't tell the truth in that moment when the divine had sent you those messages, you start to suffer. You start to decay. Spirit will stop you from eating, drinking, doing daily activities that a human's supposed to do until you fulfill it. And then once you fulfill it, it all comes back to you for a reason. Your spirit just doesn't do things just to do it. Your spirit actually knows why it's doing and why it's capable of being that particular spirit to do it. Because it knows that other spirits ain't going to do it. If it did, it would have already been done already. How come you are chosen for this particular moment to listen to this? Or like, how come you are chosen in a particular moment to go teach? You need to go teach. You're meant to share your experience, what you did, or what others done unto you. Whether you think what you did is bad or good, people or places or things or the divine will show you what you've done that is bad. Karma will always come back around, but know that you already dealt with your karma, but karmic is also returning back to source. Every time you get that feeling and every time you see your own karma, tell the universe that I learned my lesson and I return the karma back to source. But keep the knowledge of what you learned in that lesson. Don't forget the knowledge, because the universe will come back around to teach you something to see if you have learned the lessons again. Always be 2 steps ahead of when things really do tend to go down. Use your power, use your gift. You're capable of doing that. I learned to always be 2 steps ahead of my enemies, but also be a little bit 2 steps back to teach them as well. And to heal them, and never let them be stuck to where they are because they need help too. They don't know what's going on with them. Maybe some do and some are choosing just to act that way towards you, but don't let no motherfucker act like that way towards you. It is 2024. It's time to rise on who and what you are and what you know about, and stand on your ground, on your foundation. You are the blueprint. Yes, you are. But you're also the blueprint to other people around you in your reality. So you can't just treat anybody any kind of way just because you know something of something and you know you're better than peers. But don't just be better or act better. Also communicate within them in their space to help them elevate to their higher self. Even if you don't truly believe that they deserve to not be in the position that they need to be in, but don't also protect them. Let them get their karma. Don't baby them when they get their karma. They didn't baby you when they did stuff to you. They sat there and laughed at you when when all that weird shit was happening to you. I know, because I'm speaking from existence. I always speak from existence. I don't never really try to just come up with anything. If I wouldn't say it if it wasn't for true. I wouldn't felt it if it wasn't for true. If it wasn't true. Same thing can go to you. So never let them be stuck in a position where they are, because sometimes we know that God is keeping them there, but we know their answers too, and they need to figure out their answers. But if you know that they're trying to be a better person, they're almost 1 step away, just help them climb up a little bit more. But if they're going to continue doing the same shit to you, don't fucking help them at all. At all. Let them suffer where they are, just like how they made you suffer. Being ignored, being neglected, not making you feel like you fit in, not making you feel like you belong to you, but you belong to them. No, you don't belong to nobody but your goddamn self. Best believe that. And that's my best advice. To stay you and be you. Peace and love and light.